Do you remember playing statues as a kid? Whilst you're turning your back to the others playing the game, they have to sneak up behind you to tap you. The first person to tap you wins. The way the players would be eliminated is by you turning around and quickly spotting those who move. Now just imagine if that game was implemented as a video game. Statues Made by Room 710 Games is a first-person horror game. I bought this game because I'd played their more recent title Half Dead, which is a really fun multiplayer game I just reviewed based on the movie Cube. I was interested to see what one of their horror games was like, as it's one of my favorite genres. Well, I can say this game could be scary, but sadly it isn't. The premise of the game is as simple as it sounds. Starting off, the character has a head-on car accident whilst playing with their phone because yo booty call is calling. Then you wake up in a hospital with guilt messages written on the wall. We get it. Don't text and drive. But then statues started to come out and play, and that's when I started to laugh. Now the thing about horror is that the scariest thing about the horror is either something horrific hunting you down and you are rendered practically useless against it, and at the very least it induces panic to the player whilst confronting it. The other way horror works is by not fully knowing where something might actually be, not knowing the unknown. Atmosphere really plays a big part in that one. So here I am in a hospital with rooms recycling the same boring overused assets, with a fucking anatomical mannequin hunting me down. First and foremost, if this is the first time you see something that is hunting you down and it makes you laugh instead of gasp, I don't think you can call it a horror game. Also, if the thing hunting me down isn't horrifying and I can simply stop it by looking at it, it breaks any form of immersion and gives the player way too much power. The second thing in regards to atmosphere is that hospitals are used over and over again in horror games, and while some might do it well, it's an incredibly overused setting. So is writing on the wall, and then the next level takes me to a mall, and then the game takes me to a subway, and then it makes you visit an amusement park, and then fights off some sand boogeymen. You know, all typical places you visit in horror games? You could say it's very Condemned Criminal Origins, and as much as I love that game, that's not overly original either. The lights are out in the mall, and as per any Unity horror game, I have to locate the power in several rooms and turn them on. Each junction has 6 dials and a power switch, and I could say this segment could be scary if the statues were fast and could attack at any time. But because they were so easy to manage, it lost any sense of horror, which is essentially being an electrician in a mall with some mannequins that could chase you. Alien Isolation wouldn't have been scary if it had you do these things, and if you looked at the alien, it would simply stand still. I could see this game being potentially scary. I do. I'm not fully sure how, but this isn't it. Everything just kind of feels sloppy, from the frozen animations of the statue to the god-awful game over jump scares to the 2-second blinks. Who the fuck blinks like this?
Now scientists from our institute have been able to make usable, healthy human bones from chicken and pig rib bones.
2012 saw CSP Containment Breach get released, which implemented this mechanic very well. The mechanics overall of that game are actually quite similar too. That game is for free. Statues sadly is $5 on Steam. With lacking any enjoyment and having a fundamentally poor story, I can only recommend you give this game a hard pass. But do give out their other game, Half Dead, a try. It's a lot of fun, costs absolutely nothing, and it's a good chuckle to play with some mates. If you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, hit the like and sub button. What other horror games should I play next? Let me know in the comments below. This is Sean and Maurice from Hihu. Thanks for watching.